A very good morning to you and welcome back to our Proactive Studios. Here with me today from Atlantic Lithium, it's CEO Keith Mueller. Keith, thanks for being on the program today.
Morning, Alicia. Thank you for having us back.
Well, the end of the March quarter is upon us, Keith, and you've just released your quarterly report for Atlantic. Walk us through some of the highlights.
Look, it was a very busy quarter for us and a lot of news flow in this release. Perhaps the three things that I want to highlight that's most significant to me, at least, was we completed the Sovereign Wealth Fund's initial $5 million investment into Atlantic. Now, the significance of this is, this is essentially government money, and it's support we're getting from the fund that manages all the royalties and free carry interest of the Ghanaian government. And they've elected to invest almost up to $42 million once they've completed all the investment phases they are going through. So we received the first initial $5 million in January, and we're very close to completing the project level investment as well. So I think from a first point, that is very important and a great milestone that we achieved. Secondly, we've had our first EPA hearing. So this is part of the normal permitting process. Post the mining lease we received in October, we had to submit a couple of documents to government, and then they would essentially take all of that, get the community together, and essentially release that to the community and ask for some feedback. So in the timing perspective, we received our ML in October last year, and we were able to do this public hearing in February. There was over 1,000 members of the community present, and a lot of positive support that we received there. So again, a very important milestone for us. And then perhaps lastly, one of the significant things for us in this quarter is we discovered a new, very low stripping ratio, high-grade shallow deposit called the Dogleg. So we started drilling that out with the campaign we had going last year. So we're looking to incorporate that into the MRE update in the near future.
Couple of key points there, obviously. Sounds like you've been keeping busy across the board with that investment and also the drilling activity as well. Another thing I'd like to highlight is your offtake partnering discussions. Can you give us some more insight as to how that progressed over the quarter?
Certainly. So we've been going at that for just over 5 months now. Initially, we had well over 80 parties that sort of expressed interest in some form or another. We received, I think it was a dozen or so, 12, 13 non-binding offers a few months ago. We've now narrowed that down to 5 participants, and that's a mixture of OEMs, traders, as well as conversion facilities. I'm actually looking to go to Asia in the near future, somewhere in May, to conclude these discussions, and we'll probably see a release and a notification to market on our offtake partner and the quantum of the prepayment that's associated with that offtake deal.
Keith, I'd also like to highlight some new faces on the exploration team and some new roles for them as well following Lenkolf's move into other opportunities. Can you walk us through how the personnel have had some changes over the quarter?
Certainly. Look, as the company is developing into a producer, things change often, and Len has been presented with a great opportunity to work closely here in Brisbane, be home a bit. Len has been in exploration for over 20 years, and he hasn't spent much time with a young family. So great opportunity for him. He'll stay close to the company. He remains a large shareholder in the business. We've spoken often, and we will continue to do so. What that means is there's a great opportunity for some of our long-serving geologists now to step up. So Ewan has been with us probably well over 6 years now. He's joined just after we started the initial drilling campaign. So Ewan will step into that position of exploration GM, essentially looking after our global portfolio, but in particularly the progress that we make in Ghana. And then very proudly, we can also announce that Abdul Razak has taken up the position of exploration manager in Ghana. So what that means for Atlantic is we now have 100% Ghanaian workforce in country. I think we're one of the very few mining companies that can say that that's operating in Ghana. So really, for us, with Len moving on, it's also presented great opportunity for new blood to come into the system.
Really exciting to see, particularly heading into a new quarter here. Keith, as we wrap up today, I'm wondering if you can tell us a little bit about what the milestones are for the next 3 months.
So I think what we can look forward to in this quarter is the completion of our Ghana listing, so on the GSE stock exchange. We are very close to completing that. I think that's a great opportunity for the general Ghanaian to get into the company, to be an investor. And again, that will carry a lot of weight and support once we get permitted and into production to have that ownership in country. We'll also be completing the Sovereign Wealth Fund's final investment. So that's into the project level, an additional 27 million, which will earn them a 6% interest in the project. And that's a contributing interest. So over the construction period that's about to start later this year, they'll be contributing 6% of the total spend on a monthly cash call basis. We'll also be announcing that offtake deal, so the prepayment, the quantum of that. We're looking to do that and complete that this quarter. Ratification, very close to completing our ratification. That's really the final step in terms of our mining lease to get that across the line. And it will also likely see an MRE update this quarter. I'm pushing hard to get it out this quarter. It might slip into the next, just waiting on a couple of assays. So there's still a lot of news flow to come into this quarter. And then perhaps the stuff that we're working on for quarter 3, we're going to complete the EPA permitting. Again, it's progressing well with that initial public hearing that's taken place. We'll be appointing our EPCM contractor next quarter. And then finally, we'll make FID in quarter 3 of 2024. So a lot of interesting stuff coming up for us in the next couple of months.
Well, with the offtake process, as well as an MRE update, and of course that FID right around the corner, sounds like there's plenty to accomplish in the coming quarters. Keith Mueller, thanks so much for your time today.
Alicia, you enjoy your Friday.